श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मनु मुकुर सुधारी। बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश बेकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवारि सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहीं श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिग पाल जहाते, कभी कोविद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपत दीन्हा। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मैली मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुमरे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुमरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ करे कोई, छूटहि बंदी महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्ध साकी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। पवन तने संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान। Happy New Year, and I hope everybody had a very relaxing holiday. There is something beautiful about New Year's, isn't it? It is all about new beginnings. Yes. Who says that we have to carry a baggage of our past with us? Nobody says that. In fact, not only New Year, every day, every morning is a new beginning. In fact, every minute, every second is a new beginning. The second, the minute we realize that we do not want to carry the burden of our past experiences or past behaviors with us, we do not want to carry the burden of the past hurts and maybe the past joys also, we can that very moment drop everything and start afresh. It is all in our hands. But by choice, we want to carry everything. By choice, we want to just feel that nothing can change. We want to feel that people can't change. We want to feel that we can't change. We feel that what has been done cannot be undone. Again, that is right. What has been done cannot be undone. But we can actually do something in the future differently. And this is something that I feel holds everybody back. And this is called foundation. We are bound. Bound by our past, bound by our hurts, bound by our agonies, bound by people, bound by, again, giving back to people also. Don't you ever feel that our lives actually revolve around the people who have contributed to us, who have helped us, who have been there for us? And we always want to repay, right? We always want to do good to them again. But always remember, there is never an equal give and take in life. Yes, it is nice if you can repay and be kind to the people who have been there for you. But always remember, the goodness that was done to you can be paid forward. You do not have to go back and help the same person. Learn from that person and help everybody that comes your way. It is known as paying it forward. Somebody has been kind to you, you be kind to somebody else. Somebody has been good to you. Probably you could never return his favor, but you can actually be kind to the other person, right? That ways, we expand our horizons. We leave the small circle that we form of the people who have been kind to us, and we look forward. This is beautiful if we can have that approach. And the person who is giving also should have that approach. You don't have to return that favor to me. Return it to somebody else when you can. The world can become a better place if we learn to expand our horizons. If we learn to break our boundaries. If we decide to remove the hood and look around. This world is beautiful. The nature, the birds, the sand and the mud. And do you know, we are no different from it. We are but a part of nature. However, we have disconnected ourselves. How many of us have taken the time to remove our shoes and feel the trickling of water on it when you walk on the grass, and the grass tickling your feet, the sand and the water gushing in when you are near the ocean, or the breeze filling our lungs, the shade of the tree ever ready to give. How many of us make an effort to connect with the nature, connect with creation? And till we connect with nature, till we connect with the creation, we will not be able to connect with ourselves. We are just an extension of this entire cosmos. We are not independent identities. We are not confined to our bodies. We are this creation. And to believe that, it needs practice. To believe that, we have to make that effort to reach out to nature. We have to make that effort to reach out to the Creator. We have to make that effort to know ourselves. How many of us even know ourselves? It is not only COVID that has given us masks. We have been wearing multiple masks. One mask for one person, one mask for another person, one behavior with a group of people, another behavior with another set of people. So much so that I think we have confused ourselves. We don't know who we are. Why do we need to put on a face? Why can't we be unapologetically ourselves? Our simple selves, our true selves. Are we scared that we'll be judged? Are we scared that people won't like it? Are we scared that we would be actually disowned? Or are we scared that our true self is not good enough? Our true self is not pure. Our true self is not kind enough. Our true self is not human anymore. We make a lot of New Year resolutions, right? Have we resolved to know ourselves better? Have we decided that every day I'm going to spend time with myself? I'm going to get to know me. I'm going to inquire and introspect. I am going to mindfully be with myself. I'm going to actually think. I'm going to use my vivek, the discriminating ability that we have. Or are we just being thrown around from one activity to another, one moment to another, mindlessly. चले जा रहे हैं, चले जा रहे हैं, कहाँ जा रहे हैं? बस जहाँ सब जा रहे हैं, हम भी चले जा रहे हैं, हम भी चले जा रहे हैं, हम भी चले जा रहे हैं. Why? There are fishes which swim against the current of the ocean and the rivers, right? There are plants which outgrow the bush. When you go for a walk in the morning, observe the trees, observe the leaves. You will see that certain branches that just come out of the bush to see what is around. Why don't all the bushes, all the branches grow with that speed? Because they do not have the yearning to see what is beyond the cluster in which they are safely guarded. We'll see a stem here, a stem there, shooting out to see the world around, expanding its horizon. Of course, it's dangerous because we like manicured farms, right? Manicured gardens. So the gardener would just cut the rebellious branch or that rebellious leaf which is just not in sync with what the gardener thinks should be the shape of the bush. But who gave the shape to a bush? The Lord didn't. The bush, the trees, the flowers, all were allowed to grow in their own directions. They were allowed to take their own shapes. But no, we like manicured gardens. In the same way, we like manicured people. Batches of people behaving in a certain manner based on what the society expects them to behave in. And we try our level best to fit in. We want to fit in with the norms. Nothing wrong in it. But just to fit in, are you forgetting yourself? Just to fit in, are you forgetting nature? Just to fit in, are you forgetting the Creator? Just to fit in, are you forgetting that every individual is unique and special? Nobody has to be alike. We do not have to be similar to accept. We can complement other people, right? Two people can be different and still use their powers or their abilities to enhance each other's experience. But no, whatever does not agree with us, whatever is not like us, whatever does not fit into our picture of that manicured bush has to be excluded. So much of peer pressure, isn't it? Especially for the children, to fit in. From the beginning, all we have heard is fit in, fit in, fit in, fit in, fit in. Break the shackles. Be brave. Be yourself. Unapologetically yourself. And that is what the scriptures tell us. Why Bhagwatam? Why Ramayana? Week after week, month after month, year after year. What is the objective? What is the objective, you might ask? Prabhu to milne nahi hai. Very true. Great yogis and jnanis have not got God. They have not had a glimpse of the divine Lord. But they have had a glimpse of themselves, which is no different from the divine Lord. What is the most beautiful characteristic of God? He is loving. He is kind. He is forgiving. Right? Are we loving, kind, forgiving, ever accepting? Or are we not? Have we become calm? When we are on this journey, when we are listening to scriptures, reading books, chanting, we have to analyze ourselves. Have we become calmer? Have we become kinder? Are we more polite? The gush of thoughts that is going on in my mind, that was going on in my mind, has it come down a bit? Do I have lesser thoughts? Do I have positive thoughts? How far does the hurt stay from me? Suppose somebody comes and hurts you. Analyze. Has it touched my heart, or I have left it at an outer circumference? I have not let it enter me. It is possible. With practice, you can decide what touches you and what does not touch you. You can decide if you want to let the hurt or the anger or the betrayal or the agony enter you, enter your aura. Or you can decide to keep it outside. Yes, it's possible. No one can hurt you. No one can agonize you. No one can mistreat you without your permission. We give people the permission to enter without thinking. Be thoughtful. These scriptures tell us to analyze, introspect, inquire. We are humans. They say we are made in the image of our own Lord, His greatest creation. What we can do, nobody else can. The depth of our being is unknown to us. The potential and the power we have is unknown. Not only the physical power, but also the mental and the emotional ability we have is untapped. Why? Because we are too busy looking outside. We are not looking inside. We are not working on ourselves. We are not willing to evolve. So this new year, have you been able to resolve to evolve? If not, start today. Bhajan, Kirtan, Katha, Kitab और कुछ नहीं है. They are helping us evolve. And it is all in our hands. There's the story which is doing rounds right now. It's about a saint. And he had all the answers all the time. So his students or the people around used to get pretty annoyed. How is it that he knows everything all the time? And this time, we will prove him wrong. So what did they do? They said, we'll catch a small bird in our hand, right? And we'll take it to the sage. And we'll ask him whether the bird is alive or dead. Now, if the sage says that the bird is alive, we're just going to press it and kill it and prove him wrong. We are going to tell him that the bird is dead. And if he says that the bird is dead, then we'll show him it is alive. And they were very sure that there was no way out for the sage, because either ways, they had a plan to prove him wrong. So these boys, they went to the sage, this learned person, and they asked, now tell us, this bird in our hand, whether it is alive or dead. And do you know what the sage said? The sage said, it is in your hand. The sage said, it is in your hand. Our life, our future is in our hand. Not the lines that are in our hand, the palmist, meri kismat mein yahi likha hua nahi. Why worry about your kismat? What is the point? Why worry about हाथ पे क्या लिखा है? Focus on the controllable. Leave the uncontrollable. खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तदबीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे, बता तेरी रजा क्या है? खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तदबीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे कि बता तेरी रजा क्या है? Make yourself so strong, so powerful, so bold that the Lord asks you, what is your wish? And accordingly, things will happen. And this is just not a saying. This is possible. The sages, the saints, the great people have made it possible. They have shown us that their will prevails. But we are too feeble, isn't it? We are too busy trying to fit in. Scriptures tell us that you are an epitome of Anand, bliss, love. That is all that is there in you. Time and again, every story, every paragraph, every verse, be it Ramayana or Bhagwat, has been telling us just that. You are love, you are bliss, you are kindness, you are eternal. But we do not understand. We do not want to understand. Because Maya, is it Maya? Is it this delusive power of the Lord that is holding us from understanding? Or it is us? It is us. The person who does not want to awaken cannot be woken up. The dream might be very beautiful, but it is not the reality, right? In the same way, everything that is around you might be lovely, but what is the truth? Let's awaken this new year. Want to awaken, want to know, want to explore the love that I am, want to explore the kindness that I am, want to explore the goodness that I am, want to explore the Lord in whose image He has created me and you. It is not difficult. Today's story in Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, we are in the 9th skand, and very soon we are going to get over with the 9th skand and reach the 10th, and it is Krishna Leela. And to understand Krishna, we have to be calm. This is a simple thing, right? When you look at the river, Gangama, when she is gushing during the rainy season, you cannot see the base. It's all muddy and murky. But when you go back during winters, when there is no rain, there is no storm, there is no mud around, she's calm and quiet. It is easy to see the riverbed. Was the riverbed not always there? The riverbed was always there. But the mud and the muck did not allow us to see beyond it. The image of the Lord, the goodness and the kindness, the love is always there in us. Yet, because of that muck, because of the mud, because of the vices, we are unable to see our true nature. And most of us are always restless. Why? एक है ना, बहुत पहले एक कविता लिखी थी कि खुशियों की निकली बारात और मेरा दिल रोया, ना जाने कैसी जंग लड़ रहे हैं हम, ना कोई गम है ना उदासी, फिर भी तड़फ रहे हैं हम, कैसी है ये उलझन, क्यों ये सब लिख रहे हैं हम, खुद ना समझ पाए औरों को समझाने चले हैं अपना गम। खुशियों की निकली बारात और मेरा दिल रोया, है ना जाने कैसी जंग लड़ रहे हैं हम, ना गम है ना उदासी, फिर भी तड़फ रहे हैं हम। What is this battle that is going on? Everything is there. Everything has been given to us in a platter of gold, silver. God has been kind. Life is good. Yet, there is a vacuum. There is something that is missing. There is a nagging agony, there is a nagging sorrow, there is some nagging sadness sitting behind the ruptures of happiness. Why? Because we have lost our true self. We do not know ourselves. See, if there is darkness, right? What is needed to remove the darkness? Light. Or can you remove the darkness with more darkness? No. We need light, right? Yes, even the smallest of lamp can take the darkness away. But darkness cannot be removed by darkness. What we are trying to do in our lives is trying to remove that vacuum of not knowing the self with material knowledge, material wealth, material relationships. Materialism and this material world, the sansar, cannot give us everlasting joy, cannot help us find ourselves, cannot help us be established in our Sat, Chit, Anand Swarup. नहीं हो सकता. उसके लिए we have to not look outside, we have to look inside. Turn inwards. But no, the more agitated we get, the more outwards we become. The more agitated we get, the more we want. The more agitated we get, the more love we seek from others. The more agitated we get, the more security we want from others. The more agitated we get, the more the wants increase. With no end. And this is exactly what happened to Raja Yayati. It's a very beautiful story. Very, very beautiful story. It is a story of Sharmishta, Yayati and Devyani. Devyani was a Brahmin princess. Brahmin girl. Won't call her a princess. She was a Brahmin girl, the daughter of Shukracharya. Shukracharya ji is the guru of the demons. And Sharmishta was the daughter of Vrishaparva, the demon king. She was a princess. And Devyani was the Brahmin girl. They were friends. And once they had ventured out to take a bath in the river. The girls were playing, Devyani, Sharmishta and a lot of other friends. When Parvati and Shivji happened to cross and they got a bit ashamed. So they ran out to grab their clothes. In the hurry, in the mad hurry, what is it? There is a saying, right? Haste makes waste. So in a hurry, by mistake, Sharmishta ended up wearing Devyani's clothes. It was not a big deal actually, but Devyani was a bit hot-tempered, and she started shouting. She said, "How dare you wear my clothes? Do you know who I am? I'm a Brahmin. Your father actually, bows down to my father. He's always standing at my father's door. All the decisions that are made in the kingdom are based on my father's opinion. My father, Brahmin, Shukracharya, Guru Shukracharya." And she kept rebuking. Sharmishta had the tolerance level, but beyond a point, she just could not take it. She got so angry that she did not decide to give back Devyani's clothes, but she snatched away all the clothes and she dumped Devyani in the well. Doing this, Sharmishta and her friends left. Now Devyani is lying there in the well, and at that time, King Yayati. Now this King Yayati was a very indulgent king. He was good to his praja, but he had the flair for things. He wanted to enjoy his senses. He wanted good things in life. There's nothing wrong with it, you would say. But ati sarvatra vajate. Anything in excess is bad, right? Balance is what our scriptures tell us. Yes, balance. So, this Yayati was passing and he saw Devyani when he was going down to take some water for himself to drink. He saw Devyani. He helped her out, gave her the piece of cloth to cover herself, and Devyani really liked King Yayati. He was smart, he was handsome, broad shoulders. Of course, a king. And Devyani said, "Would you marry me now that you have held my hand?" Now King Yayati said that I am a Kshatriya, you are a Brahmin. This is not allowed. But Devyani had a curse. There was a curse on her that she could never marry a Brahmin man. She told him about the curse, and King Yayati accepted. Shukracharya ji accepted, and they fixed a date for marriage. However, Devyani was not content. She was very, very upset. She said, "How could Sharmishta behave like this with me? I am a Brahmin. That superiority complex is very bad. Overconfidence, superiority complex, मैं कुछ हूँ. हम क्या हैं? We are nothing. If our earth is not even a speck of dust on Sheshnag's head, who are we? कुछ भी नहीं. शून्य भी नहीं है हम." So she said, how could she humiliate me? So she told her father Shukracharya ji, and Shukracharya ji felt that his daughter's joy was his joy, and he also got upset. He went to the Danav king, the demon king, and said that your daughter Sharmishta has been very, very, very disrespectful to Devyani, and you should sort this out, otherwise I am leaving. I do not want to be your guru anymore. And the position of a guru was very high, even for the demons and the devas. Now it has dwindled. We do not see what is the importance of a spiritual guru. Chodi, we won't go that. But this demon, even those demons had values, huh? Even those demons knew what was right from wrong. Rishabharva fell at Shukracharya ji's feet, and he said, "Whatever you seek shall happen." What is it that Devyani wants? Sharmishta apologized, but Devyani said, "No, I am getting married to Yayati, and she will be my maiden. She will come with me and she'll act as my maiden." Yes, the princess, the demon princess, was to become a maidservant to Devyani. And Sharmishta's father, the demon king, agreed. Devyani got married, and Sharmishta went as Devyani's help. But she took with herself another hundreds of girls to accompany her. After all, she was a princess, right? And time went by. Yayati, self-indulgent, enjoying life, khao, piyo, soyo, masti karo. That is the reason, right? Be merry, right? What is the other purpose of life? There is no other purpose in most of our lives, right? अच्छे से रहना है, अच्छे से खाना है, अच्छे से मिलना जुलना है, अच्छे से पहनना है, अच्छे से जीना है. पर जीना क्या होता है? What is life? How to live? Do we know? अच्छा क्या होता है? What is a good life? We don't. What we call a good life is just a temporary indulgence. And Yayati was very indulgent. He had a flair for good things. He wanted to just fulfill his senses. And Devyani was a good wife. However, Sharmishta was very beautiful. Time passed by. And somehow, Yayati, as it is, he had no control on his senses, right? Fell for Sharmishta. And secretly they got married. Because Devyani and Shukracharya ji would get very upset if they knew that Yayati married Sharmishta. Secretly, he started being with her in the maid's house. She was his wife now. She was very nice, very caring. Devyani was also kind and loving. With Devyani, he had 2 children. With Sharmishta, he had 3. But Devyani did not know about the secret marriage. But one day, while Devyani was passing by, she saw 3 children in Sharmishta's house. And when she saw these children, she realized that behind her back, her husband had broken his word and cheated her. Actually, it was not cheating, because in those days, kings could have multiple wives. Yet she got so offended that she left everything and went back to her father's palace, her father's house, Shukracharyaji's house. And when Yayati found out he really, really loved his wife, he followed her. He said, "Oh Devyani, please forgive me." He went to get her back, but Devyani would not listen. And at that very moment, Shukracharyaji got very angry and he cursed Yayati. He cursed Yayati, saying that he will become old. Jara Avastha, very, very old. His youth would be taken away from him in a blink of an eye. Suddenly, when Yayati had left, he was smart, muscular, broad-shouldered, no wrinkles, nice glowing black hair. And now, he had grey hair, hardly any on his head, tooth shaken, back a bit bent, wrinkles all over his body. His knees were hurting. He was old. Suddenly, in a blink of an eye, his entire life was taken away from him, his youth. And he looked at Shukracharyaji and said, "What have you done? Now, how will I indulge in all my sense pleasures? This is not right. How will I keep Devyani happy?" Devyani felt sad too, but she was a bit upset that her husband cheated her. Shukracharyaji was a sage, and sage's temper does not last very long. It is momentary and it is for our own benefit. Now we'll see what benefit has to come out of this. What benefit can come out of this? He was suddenly an old man. Years and years and years of his life taken away. And he went back. Sharmishta saw him. He said, "What has happened to you?" She was sad, heartbroken. She said, "Because of me, my husband's youth has been taken away." And Yayati did not like the way he looked. He would sit in the dark. He would not light a single lamp. He did not want anybody to see him. He did not want to see himself either. Because for him, his bodily beauty, his youth, his strength was the only thing he wanted. Although he was old, his senses were still riding. His senses wanted to indulge and enjoy. Who said that old people do not have desires? We pressurize them and we make them, we believe that no, you're old, so you would not want to do this, you would not want to have that. Nay, old age does not take desires away. And young people do not always have to have desires. It's a notion. It's a wrong notion. We cannot impose a desireless living on the old. At the same time, we cannot assume that a young person is sensuous. Now he stopped looking at himself. He did not want to look at himself at all. If anybody would light a lamp, he would immediately go and switch off that lamp. He said, "No, take away the mirror, I don't want to see myself. What has happened to me?" And once he was trying to get up and he cried, the sign of old age. Your body starts hurting, right? बुढ़ापा सबके आना है. You will get old, I will get old. You will get dependent, I will get dependent. And till we are not dependent, till our body is young, till we can, the game is still in our hand. We can use this human birth and cross the ocean of mundane existence. But if we want to while away of our human birth, koi baat nahi. Whether we make good use of our time or we make bad use of our time, old age will come. And when we look back, when we are old, we will see and probably will repent and say, "Hi, jab shakti thi, jab taakat thi, when I had the strength and the power, why didn't I make a difference to myself and to others? When I could help others, why didn't I? When I could help myself, why didn't I? When I could know the goodness in me, why didn't I try?" Yayati was still not repenting. He was not repenting that he's old and he misused his life. He was repenting that he's old and he cannot indulge in his senses. He cannot indulge in the material world. He cannot indulge anymore. Oh my God, with old age, ab kaise? You know, when your teeth are not there, how can you eat? When your stomach can't digest, how will you eat? Right? Even if you want to, you can't. So he was repenting that, oh my God, I would not be able to enjoy the material world and fulfill my senses, satiate my senses anymore. While he was weeping, Sarmishta felt so sad. She said, let's go to Shukracharya ji. He can actually help us. Do you know he has the power? He has the power to make a dead person alive. He can breathe life into a dead. So can't he give you back your youth? Let's go, my dear husband. We'll beg and we'll plead. And somehow, trembling because of his old age, he tried to walk slowly. His withered body reached Shukracharya ji. Now Shukracharya ji wasn't angry anymore. He looked and Devyani was heartbroken to see the condition of her husband. So Shukracharya ji said, okay, you can get your youth back in exchange. Again, he quietly looked at Shukracharya ji. Exchange of what? He said, you have 5 children, right? 2 from Devyani and 3 from Sharmishta. Yayati said, yes. If one of your son is willing to give you back, give his youth to you and take away your old age, you can become youthful again. Oh my God, said Yayati, I'll have to take the youth away from my children, my child, in any which ways, who would give it? But he was so desperate. He just wanted to live a nice life. He wanted to enjoy the material pleasures. He just did not like old age. He did not want it. He went and asked for his sons. None of the sons agreed. Or, let me say, 4 sons did not agree. The youngest one was Puru. And the eldest one was Yadu. Youngest one said, my father, you have given me everything that I have. You've sheltered me, you've loved me, you've taught me, and now that you are in need, you desperately want your youth back, I am willing to give you my youth, and I will take your Jara Avastha, I will take your old age, my dear father, be it. Yayati's hands did not tremble. No, he was so desirous. See, Maya entices. Her pull is so strong. Didn't his hands tremble to take away his own son's youth? No, it did not. He put his hand over Puru and Puru became old and feeble and Yayati became young and strong again to enjoy life. And he lived a happy life for many, many years, indulging in sensuous pleasures, spending time with his wives, going around places, indulging his senses of food, senses, watching dances, gaining material power, gaining applauses, everything. See, our senses, how many senses do we have? Eyes, nose, mouth, ear, कर्म इंद्रियां होती हैं, ज्ञान इंद्रियां होती हैं. All these senses, they want enjoyment, right? Yeah. What do we work for? The happiness. We are the slaves of our senses. Yes, we are. Just like Yayati, we are no different. Every effort of ours, from waking time to our sleep time, is only to indulge our senses. Yes, we are the slave of our senses. Let me remind you, we are not the body, we are not the mind, we are not the senses, we are not the thoughts. We are the witness. But we forget. And we become the slave of our senses. When our senses are happy, we feel we are happy. When the senses are accomplished, we feel we have accomplished. When our senses are satisfied, we feel we are satisfied. That is not true. It is a sense which are supposed to listen to us, not the other way around. They are supposed to be in our control, but we have become their slaves. And we don't even know. And just like Yayati, he did not even know. So much was his attraction towards desires, Trishna, that he took away the youth of his own child. See, don't blame Yayati. We are also doing the same thing. We are taking the life, the human birth away from our child also. We are wasting his precious birth. We are wasting his precious breath. We are not letting him realize the true thing. We are just letting him be in this world, indulging his senses, just like us. And time went by. But the thing was, the more he indulged, the more he wanted. The more he wanted, the more he got. The more he got, the more he wanted. It never ended. Everything. It was like a unending, vicious circle. More and more and more. There was no satisfaction. It is like the more he drank, the more water you drink and the more thirsty you get. It would be weird, isn't it? But that is how Trishna and desires work. That is how the material world works. We feel that if we get that, we'll be satisfied. If we get that, we'll be satisfied. No, it never ends. We reach a level, then we want more. Then we want to reach there, then we want more. And the minute we get something, it does not give us any more joy because now we already have it. We seek more. This journey never ends, does it? And we're always thirsty. It is like a curse. The more you drink, the more thirsty you get. The more you drink, the more thirsty you get. It is like the fire. Trishna, desires, wants are like fire. The more oil you put in it, the more it flares up. The more oil you put in it, the more it flares up. So what are you supposed to do? You keep indulging. I want this, I want that, I want PS4, I want a car, I want a new dress. This is all. More, more, more. I want this person to like me, I want that person to like me. I want to be invited there, I want to be invited this. I want to have 3 houses and 4 now. I want to have this jewelry and that. Wants of every kind. Emotional wants, physical wants, material wants. Trishna, desire, never ends. And they are the cause of all our agony. And Yayati realized that the more he indulged, the more he wanted. It was as if he never wanted his youth to go away. Once, while he was reveling in the garden, enjoying, he suddenly heard somebody cry in pain. There was a small little house nearby in the garden, and he could hear somebody weeping and crying in pain. When he entered the house, it was a bit dark. There was darkness, no light. A frail person lying down on the bed. It was difficult for him to turn. His skin was blistered and wrinkled. Tooth fallen, he could not eat. Hair gone. Vision was not good anymore. He could not see. And the pain. Old age is not easy, huh? The body pain. He cried. And Yayati went in. He lit a lamp to see who he was. He wanted to know who was there suffering so much alone. When he lit the lamp, what did he see? He saw his own son, Puru, who had taken away his old age and given up his youth to his father. Yayati fell down. He wept. He wept and he wept and he wept. How selfish, how blinded I was. How could I do this to my own son? And this Trishna, this desires, they don't satisfy me anymore. This is not to be done. This is not right. He knew that there was no end to this endless pit of desires and wants. It was as if the more you put, the more it wanted. It was a monster which could never be satisfied. And he had kind of had enough of it. He was feeling so horrible about himself. He hated himself for taking away the youth of his own son to fulfill his own desires. And this desire was never ending, and he did not want it anymore because he realized that this was not giving him everlasting joy. There was something in him which had stirred. He went to Devyani and he said, "Look at me. What have I done? What have I become? I am wasted." He told her, "Look, I feel like this, he told a story that there was this person or a goat who fell in love with another goat, and then He wanted to enjoy and indulge. He wanted to be in this world, and there was no end to it. And he said, this is me. And I don't want to indulge anymore. I want to leave now. I give up everything. See, the self-indulgent person, the person who had so many desires, unfulfilled, always wanting, became a Vairagi suddenly. Suddenly. He dropped everything. His kingdom, his queens, his luxury, everything. He went to Puru. He said, my son, I give you everything I own. You are the king. You will become the king. You can have everything that I have. You have been a just son, but I have not been a just father. And he put his hand on Puru's head and gave Puru back his youth and took away the Jara Avastha, the old age, from Puru. Puru was a just ruler, and Yayati walked away, leaving everything behind, leaving his beloved Devyani, Sharmishta, everything that he owned and wanted, and he so desirously accumulated. He got disgusted and he left. He said, this is not what is supposed to be. And it is said that he did a lot of tap, lot of penance. Over here, Devyani realized that this is life, isn't it? Nobody is going to be with you forever. We assume that forever is a thing, but it is not. It is always as long as it lasts. Be it any relation. The intensity and the love, even in the relationship of a mother and a child, diminishes over time. And this is the hard reality of life. If that love can diminish, what other love is permanent? If that love can diminish, what other material thing is permanent? Nothing, she said. She also realized how arrogant she was just because she thought she was a Brahmin. Brahmin is not a person by birth. He is a knower of God, and an arrogant person can never know God. She also turned her life towards prayers, towards knowing herself. And this is the story of our lives, our indulgences. Mind you, desire, wants, trishna कभी खत्म होने वाली नहीं है. It won't happen that one fine day you get up and you do not want anymore. It does not happen that way. Effort is needed. Inquiry is needed. Knowing the self is needed. Time with yourself is needed. बहुत ज़रूरी है to awaken from the slumber. It won't happen automatically. We have to make it happen. Desires have to be left. Trishna has to be given up. Wants have to be stopped with effort. मेहनत लगती है. Nothing worth achieving in life is gained effortlessly. मेहनत लगती है. कृपा है. If you awaken and you start thinking, yes, do I really want, do I really need? It is kripa, yes. But your effort is also needed. It is not happening, or it won't happen in automatic modes. कि अभी हो गया, और overnight you will have no desires, no trishna, नहीं होगा. इसके लिए कठोर श्रम करना पड़ता है. इसके लिए, for this, a lot of focused effort has to be put in. There will be times when you would not want to do it. There will be times when you would want to indulge. There would be times when you would want to revel. There would be times when you'll say, जाने दो यार, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, let's enjoy life. कल किसने देखा? नहीं. For the momentary joys of today, don't give up the true bliss that we are. And this is what the scriptures are telling us. Jago, jago, jago. It is no rocket science. It is not something different from our daily lives. It is not asking us to leave the world. No. The scriptures, the Bhagwat, the Ramayana, they are telling us how to live in this world. ये कहावत सुनी होगी. कबीर said, बड़ा भय तो क्या भय, जैसे पेड़ खजूर, पंक्ति को छाया नहीं, फल लागे अति दूर. What is the point of you being great and big? Have you seen the date palm tree? Date tree, it is long and tall, and the dates are also growing at a very big distance, right? And there is no shed. There is no shade under that tree. So what is the point of being like a date palm tree? The fruits are unreachable for others, and you're not giving any shade to anybody. Are we a date palm tree? Again, a humble reminder. जीना वो जीना होता है जो दूसरों के लिए जिया जाए. That is the most important thing. Our scriptures are teaching us this. Our scriptures are teaching us love. Our scriptures are making us humans the way we are supposed to be. But for that, we will have to make that effort. But initially when you start any journey, it is nice, right? But then it becomes monotonous. Everybody goes through it. Arey, karte raho, karte raho, karte raho. Initially, you would want to do it. Later, you would have to tell yourself, you have to do it. And that is the difference between a failure and a successful person. The person who succeeds does not let himself stop himself from reaching his goal. And the person who fails lets himself stop himself from reaching his goal. When you have set your eye on something, don't even let yourself interfere. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagwate Vasudevaya. 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 Ram Lakshman Janaki, Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, अब जय बोलो हनुमान की. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, जय बोलो हनुमान की. जय बोलो हनुमान की. जय बोलो हनुमान की. बोलो बजरंग बली की जय. जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान.